Hey traders, John Howell here. Don't be worried about what is happening in today's market. Like today, we saw lots of red, okay? Well, some red anyway. Dow Jones ended up in slightly green. The Nasdaq ended up in a bit more of a downward red. We see the S&P doing the exact same thing. And also, we can see there's a bit more red coming into the metals and miners. But I don't want you to be worried about today, that's happening today, because I believe there's going to be a turning point, or that this is just a continuation of what I believe is going to be an upward move. Let's go straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video, because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, if you haven't done so, then make sure you grab free membership access to my trading course. I'm just giving away free membership access. So if you need my help, nothing to charge there. I just want to help you guys out. So just go to johnsfreegift.com, grab free membership access to the complete trading course. I'm only doing that for another few more days, and then I'm going to close it down once again, and then just start charging for it once again. But anyway, guys, you want free access? Go get it right now. Looking at the markets, let's start with the Dow Jones right now, and the Dow Jones very strong. Look at the DJ, right? DJ in this house. You can see how. Look what happened here. We actually rallied down, came all the way back up and closed high. Dow Jones is actually looking quite strong here. Looking at the S&P 500 though, and we had a little down day. We're almost at to this other trend line that we've got here. Right now we can see that there's a little bit of weakness coming into the markets, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a lived pullback. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's going to be that much of a pullback, just with what's going on in the economy and what's happening right now. Even if we do get a little bit more of a pullback down to say, maybe even 4,000, maybe even is down to as low as 4,000 through here. I believe this is just going to be another dip before the rip. So what I mean by that is that I believe we're going to get we've got the rip. I believe what we're going through right now is we could just get another dip before the rip. And if we do get a dip here, a dip before the rip. And that's probably what we're going to be doing there, creating these higher lows, and also higher lows in the markets there. Also looking at Nasdaq as well too. Nasdaq actually came down to a lot of different, we did get a bit of a pullback here on the Nasdaq, and people are worried about the Nasdaq. The tech stocks got quite hammered today. Tech stocks definitely got hammered today, but you can see there's actually two different main trend lines where we're coming into right now. So I wouldn't be too surprised even if we did get a little bit more of a downward movement, that the tech stocks did come back in strong, and we started to turn this around. So I don't believe this is the end. I believe we're just forming a ascending triangle pattern. As you can see, we have this resistance here. We have this resistance here. Now, the interesting thing about this ascending triangle pattern overall, what we're seeing here, and if I just take that line off the screen for a minute, and you can see we have this ascending triangle pattern where we are. If this is an ascending triangle pattern and we do form and we break above 14,200, then where is the projection based on this pattern? Well, very, 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 very simple. What you need to do is you find the triangle pattern. Okay, so we've got a very big triangle pattern through here. We have a nice resistance point, actually a couple of resistance points around that. I'd say just above that 14,000 level would be a nice strong level, maybe even a bit higher than that. So what you do is you find this first point back here where the resistance was made, and then what you do is you just go ding like that. And let's just go to there. Actually, let's just bring that down just a little bit more. So there we go. So that'll be the resistance point. So I'm going to use this point through here, and I'm going to bring that down all the way down to the support line of the triangle pattern. Very, 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 very simple like that. And so as you can see, that as I'm measuring this out, I'm just trying to make sure is that straight? Yes. So we're going down to, we've got from the resistance point here and then down to the support line. If this is an ascending triangle pattern and we hold here and we start to do, something like this, where we start to fill in and then we get a breakout here. Oh my golly goodness. This is got to get ready to take a big move. Now, where would Nasdaq likely to go once that happens? What you do is you take the trend line that we just drew from the resistance point back here down to the support line, and then we project that up. We bring that up just like so, right? So we project that up. Let's just actually bring it back to there. We project that up like that, and if I move this over here, therefore the good old Nasdaq has a really good chance once we break this 14,000 level to get to the 16,000 level. That's why, guys, don't be fooled by today's selling pressure. Because even if we got a little bit more of a downward movement, once we break that 14,000 level, I truly see this thing going for another big move through here. So always keep an eye on that. Now, what I just said there was based on what I'm seeing right now. If we start to crack 13,000 and below, now we're going to say, okay, you know what? It's ascending triangle pattern, my rear end, John. No ascending triangle pattern. because it is forming an ascending. Is that ascending? Yeah, descending is down, ascending is up. Sorry guys, my brain, 2 brain cells are not working right now. But I love trading, I'll tell you that. So if this is an ascending triangle pattern and we do get the breakout above 14,000 would be confirmation. Right now we are developing it, but it could break to the downside as well too. We need to wait for that. Now, if it did break to the downside, spaghetti-o, down we go. But I don't think that's going to happen. Yeah, every time I think something's not going to happen, it probably does happen. So let's actually use the projection on the downside. If it actually broke to the downside, like so, where would it probably likely to be? And it's probably likely to be downside like that. And then you do a little projection line like that, like so. And it's probably the downside on this projection pattern is down around 12,000, which is around that 11,000 level, which is quite interesting. So we may be getting ready for a break to the downside on the Nasdaq. And if that happens, guys, I don't see how that's going to happen, but that's the thing about the markets. It can take you by surprise. So there we go, guys. I do believe we're going to hold and break up. And only because of what's happening this year and the markets and economies and blah, 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 blah. I believe we're in the middle of one of the greatest melt-ups in histories, and we're just going through a bit of a pullback to get people scared before we go through whooshka to the upside. Move over now through to the GDXJ. And we had a little bit of a down day today, all right? We opened high, rallied up, came down. A little bit of a down day today. Really not much going on here. I don't believe this is the start of another big move to the downside. I believe this is a bit of a shake and bake right now where we are. And I believe very soon we're getting ready to another turning point where we're going to start to see this thing rise. Same for the GDX as well too. Same for the GDX. We have this low point down here. We have this low point here, higher low. This is probably going to be some sort of significant higher low. And we're probably going to start to do something like this, I would say, overall. So that's what I'm seeing through there. SILJ as well too. Again, same sort of thing, guys. I'm seeing that even though we had a little bit of a reversal day, I'm still seeing we're probably going to start to do something like this, I would say. Once the key level we want to see a break is that for $16.25 on the SILJ. Once we break this significant resistance back here, then we're probably going to run up to, at least short-term basis, 1750 would be that short-term sort of target there. Looking at that there. Moving over now through to the SIL. And again, guys, same sort of thing. Even if we did get a little bit more of a downward move through here, I see this being very short-lived. And once again, I see this being the nice little higher low. We want to see this thing free and clear above $44.50. Once we do see that, then guess what? We're probably likely to start to see some really, really, really nice, significant moves to the upside. So that's what we want to keep an eye out for when it comes to that. Look over now through to gold, and gold again, a little bit of a sideways day, a little bit of a nothing day today. The thing that I do see this thing just having very nice moves. The issue that I have though, and something I didn't realize in past videos, is look at this weekly chart. This weekly chart's actually probably, or no, not probably, is. Let me go bring up the GLD so it's much more clearer to see for you guys. Look at this here on the weekly chart. This is actually quite, I don't know. All right, down, up, lower high, down, up. Are we about to go through a lower high here on the weekly chart? Are we about to see something like that? Oh, guys, I'm bullish gold overall. I am in gold. So on a short-term basis, guys, we may be getting ready for a bit of a rollover through here. What I'm seeing on the daily charts may be just a bit of a fake out to the upside before this weekly chart continues to get knocked down. And this is actually a very strong sort of weekly upward trend, a weekly downward trend here. So that's on the short-term basis. We may get knocked down for another month or 2 or 3 months, guys. But once again, over the next few years, we're probably going to continue up. Who knows? This actually could be the bottom right now when it comes to that. And moving over through to silver. Silver's actually different. Look at this here. Silver on the weekly chart basis. Look what we have here, right? We have a low. We have high low through here. We have another higher low through here somewhere. And we have a nice little trend line sort of coming up through there somewhere. So very, 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 very bullish. Silver's bullish both daily and weekly. Gold is starting to become bullish daily, but the weekly chart's still down. So it's very question mark right now. Short-term basis, guys, that's what I'm seeing right now. If you came and said, okay, John, what's likely to happen from now through to 2025? If you look back, we've seen massive moves in all markets. There you go. Now moving over now through to the GPTC or Bitcoin. Right, I'm starting to see a lot of weakness coming into Bitcoin, guys. So for you guys that have always been Bitcoin, and I know so many people have, Bitcoin. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know, Spaghetti-O. I'm just getting a lot of weakness coming into this here, and even the GPTC, the Bitcoin Trust. We're getting this changing of trend now. This high low. Look at this here. We made this small little high low here, or the high sort of a nice little high low there, and then rallied up, came down. Lower low. Now we're rolling over, making lower highs, and we're getting a lot of weakness coming into Bitcoin. So guys, I wouldn't be too surprised if this is now starting to roll over and we're starting to get a lot of weakness. We're definitely changing trend when it comes to these markets. And if I bring up my moving average or my moving averages, you look at this here. Ever since the start of the end of last year, look at this here. Look at my moving. If I take everything off the screen, notice my 20 moving average is the green moving average, and this other one is a 52 moving average. Notice how they stayed above it, and notice how the market was making higher lows above my 52 blue moving average. Now look what's happening. We've actually broken down, made a lower low. This could be a lower high. We're actually breaking below the 52 moving average, which hasn't been done in the bull market. And now we're getting the 20 cross below the 50. So there's a lot of weakness coming into Bitcoin. So I wouldn't be too surprised, guys, to see it on the downside. Hope this helps you out today, guys. Once again, if you do need some help with trading systems, mindset, foundations, I want some awesome trading patterns to trade with, stuff like that, then make sure you go to johnsfreegift.com, grab free membership access, guys, and I'll speak to you real soon.